Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, my students? I hope that you're happy and healthy and ready for today's lesson, which is Unit 3, Speaking. But before we do that, let's open our workbooks, page 104, exercise G. Complete the conversation with the phrases from the books. So we have a conversation here, and we have to complete it with these words from the books. 24/7. Back to the drawing board, calling the shots, get to the point, and hang in there. So again, we'll be completing this conversation between Badriya and Maryam with these phrases: 24/7, back to the drawing board, calling the shots, get to the point, and hang in there. So let's begin. Badriya, I found this cat outside our apartment door yesterday. I found this cat outside our apartment door yesterday. Maryam, really? Did you call the building security? You can give them its tag number and they'll tell you who it belongs to. Badriya, I did call them, but they said its tags weren't valid. So it was what? It was what? So Badriya said, I did call them, but they said its tags weren't valid. The tags were not valid. So it was what? This whole thing, it was what? So it was, very good, back to the drawing board, back to the beginning, back to square one, because the tags didn't work. They weren't valid. Maryam, well, maybe you could call the animal shelter. Well, maybe you could call the animal shelter. Badriya, actually, I already did that too. They said they are very busy because people are finding stray cats. And number 2 here, they will only keep it for 3 days before they put it to sleep. So again, Badriya, actually, I already did that too, calling the shelter. They said they are very busy because people are finding stray cats or lost cats. So what's number 2 here? What's number 2? When you want to say all the time. Yes, very good. 24/7. 24/7 means all the time, 24 hours, 7 days a week. They find stray cats 24/7. They will only keep it for 3 days before they put it to sleep. Maryam, really? That's so fast. Badriya, I know. I think so too. But I'm not the person at the shelter, so there's nothing I can do about it. So there's nothing I can do about it. So again, Badriya said, I know. I think so too. But I'm not the person at the shelter. So there's nothing I can do. I'm not the person who has the decisions, who make the decisions. So what do we say? So let's see the correct answer here. I'm not the person calling the shots. I'm not the person calling the shots, the person making the decisions at the shelter. So because I'm not that person, there's nothing I can do about it. Maryam, well, if I were you, I'd try to find someone to adopt it. If I were you, I'd try to find someone to adopt it. Badriya, good idea. So Badriya said, good idea. So let me do something here. Are you interested in adopting this cat? So let me what? Let me get to the point. Be straight with you. Badriya, good idea. So let me get to the point. Are you interested in adopting this cat? Maryam, me? Actually, my mom won't let me have a cat. I'm sorry, but here, and you can notice the exclamation mark, somebody will want to adopt it. So Badriya said, me? Actually, my mom won't let me have a cat. I'm sorry, but hang in there. Hang in there. Keep doing what you're doing. Hang in there. Someone or somebody will want to adopt it. Very good. Exercise H here, reading. Read the article, then answer true or false. So we'll be reading or listening to an article and try to read along, read along, and then we'll be having some true or false questions. So the article will be about mythical animals or mythical creatures. Mythical. What's the meaning of mythical? From the word myth. Something that we don't know, is it true or not? Something said before times. So something ancient. We don't know that it's true or not. So we'll be learning about some mythical animals. So let's listen and answer the true or false questions.
Mythical animals. There are many animals that are mythical, or not real. It is agreed that most mythical animals, such as a dragon or a unicorn, truly are myth. However, with others, such as Bigfoot, the Chupacabra, and the Loch Ness Monster, there is more of a debate. Read on, and then you can decide for yourself if you think they are real or myth. Bigfoot. There have been numerous sightings of a large, hairy creature known as Bigfoot. It is believed that this creature roams the forests of North America and looks like an enormous ape that walks on 2 feet. It is said that the same or similar creatures are found around the world under different regional names, most prominently the Yeti of the Himalayas. Witnesses have described Bigfoot as having large eyes and a large, low-set forehead. It is also reported to have a strong, unpleasant smell and enormous footprints. Bigfoot is believed to be omnivorous and mainly nocturnal. The scientific community considers Bigfoot to be a combination of folklore, misidentification, and hoaxes, rather than a real creature. The Chupacabra. The legendary Chupacabra has puzzled zoologists for over 50 years. Stories of a strange beast drinking the blood of livestock were first reported in Puerto Rico in the 1950s. Since then, other sightings have been reported in Brazil, Chile, Mexico, and the US. Most eyewitnesses describe a beast that stands over 1 meter tall, which hops like a kangaroo on its hind legs. It is said to have leathery skin with long, sharp spines along its back. Witnesses also say that when alarmed, its red eyes glow and it gives off an unpleasant odor. Skeptics claim the Chupacabra is little more than a hoax or a mistaken identity, but others believe it actually exists. The Loch Ness Monster. Thousands of people have reported seeing the Loch Ness Monster. This creature is said to live in the depths of the Scottish lake, Loch Ness, and supposedly resembles a dinosaur. The Loch Ness Monster first entered the public eye in 1933, when a newspaper published a full-page story about a couple who had been visiting Loch Ness and had seen a prehistoric animal with another animal in its mouth. Yet evidence of its existence is anecdotal, with minimal and much disputed photographic material and sonar readings. The scientific community regards the Loch Ness Monster as a modern-day myth, and explains sightings as a mix of pranks and wishful thinking.
So now that we have listened to the mythical creatures, so let's answer this true or false. Number 1, many people think dragons are real. Many people think dragons are real. So, is this true or false? Many people think dragons are real. It's false. What about you? Do you think dragons are real or not? Of course, this is your own opinion. Many people don't think dragons are real. What about you? So moving on to number 2, Bigfoot has mostly been seen in North America. Bigfoot has mostly been seen in North America. Is this correct? Yes, it is true. Number 3, Bigfoot looks similar to a goat. Bigfoot looks similar to a goat. Does he look like a goat? So I think the answer here is obvious, false. Number 4, the Chupacabra attacks farm animals. The chupacabra, the mythical animal here, the chupacabra, attacks farm animals. Attacks only farm animals. Is this correct or not? Is this true or false? So it is false. Number 5. The Loch Ness Monster is believed to live in a lake. The Loch Ness Monster is believed to live in a lake. Does it live in a lake? So number 5 is true. Number 6, scientists think that the Loch Ness Monster is probably real. So this is interesting here. Number 6, scientists think that the Loch Ness Monster is probably, they're not 100% sure, is probably real. Do scientists think that? Is this true or false? So number 6 is false. Of course, they don't think that the Loch Ness Monster is real. So exercise I here, part A. What do you know about these mythical animals? Complete the sentences with the name of the right mythical beast. So we have unicorns. Unicorn. Do you know what's a unicorn? It's a mythical creature, of course. Yes, it's a horse with a horn just on his head. It's a horse with a horn on his head. What about Pegasus? This mythical creature called Pegasus? Yes, it's a winged horse. It's a horse with wings. Of course, this is just mythical creature. Next one, Hydra. Hydra. So what do you know about Hydra? Not everything. What the Hydra mythical, this mythical creature, Hydra, is famous for having more than one head. Yes, very good. More than one head. And the Sphinx is a creature that has a body of a lion and the head of the horse. Very good. What about the last one here, dragons? Of course, you know this mythical creatures, the dragons. So the first one here is a multi-headed serpent reptile with blood and breath so poisonous that it could kill a man by simply blowing on him. So a multi-headed serpent with blood and breath is so poisonous. So it's breathing poison. So poisonous that it could kill a man by simply blowing on him. So what's this creature that it's breathing poison? And notice here, multi-headed, just as I told you before. So this one is the Hydra. Very good. The second one here has the body of a lion and the head of a human. Just as I told you before, the body of a lion, a head of a human. Yes, the Sphinx. Very good. It's the Sphinx. Next one, are depicted by most cultures as beautiful white horse with a long spiraling horn extending from the forehead. So are pictured by most cultures as beautiful white horses with a long spiraling horn. So a horse with a horn extending from its forehead. A horse with a horn. Yes, this is the unicorns. Are depicted as large reptiles that spit fire or let out poisonous gases through their nostrils. So it's a fire-breathing reptile. What is it? So this is an easy one. These are dragons. Last one is thought of as a beautiful winged horse. So which one is winged horse? Yes, it is the Pegasus. So Hydra is the multi-headed serpent that breathes poison. The Sphinx, the body of a lion and the head of a man. Unicorns, horses with long horns. Dragons, large reptiles that breathe fire. They can spit fire. and the Pegasus is thought of as beautiful winged horse. So match and list the words that are associated with each mythical animal next to its name. Some words can be used with more than one or two animals. So these are some words that can describe some of these creatures: multi-headed, gentle, symbol, riddles, mysterious, rainbow, poisonous, intellectual, winged, guardian, horn, wise, horse, devour, courage, invincible, purity, heroism, terrifying, goodness, and protector. You can see the first one, Hydra. Hydra is they have already done two words, invincible and terrifying. Can you add more words for the Hydra? Yes, the first one is very obvious. We can say it's multi-headed, the Hydra. Is it gentle? No, so it's multi-headed. What about the Sphinx? What about the Sphinx? So, of course, you can choose any correct word here. For example, I said invincible, the body of a lion, terrifying, and is a symbol for some cultures, of course. Invincible, terrifying, and a symbol. As you know, the Sphinx in Egypt near the pyramids. Unicorns. What about unicorns? The horses with the horns. So it's obvious here. Unicorns, horn, horse, and gentle. Horses are gentle. Pegasus, it's almost the same because both unicorns and Pegasus are horses. But the difference is Pegasus, horse, winged, because Pegasus have wings. What about dragons? Are they gentle? Of course not. So I chose invincible, terrifying, and also mysterious. They are also mysterious. Exercise C here, choose one of the mythical animals and write sentences about it. So choose one animal and write one or two sentences about this animal. For example, I've written about Hydra. Hydra was a multi-headed creature that devoured anyone that came near her. Also, each of a Hydra's heads seemed to have a will and a movement of its own. So each head has its own will, its own movement, its own brain. So each head is as a separate personality. Each of Hydra's heads seemed to have a will and a movement on its own. And if you remember our previous lesson, the reading, we read about animal heroes, the kitten, and also the fake example of Charlotte. If you remember, Thunder, who alerted Charlotte about the earthquake, and the dolphins that circled around Todd here, protecting him, and also the gorilla that carried the boy. And we learned about understanding details when scanning a text, looking for details. So today's objectives: tell a story about an animal helping a person, make notes in the chart, work in pairs or groups, think about a story you have heard or read about, or an incident you have experienced yourself where an animal helped a person. So think about a story that you have read or heard about, or even you yourself experienced it, about an animal helping a person. Make notes in the chart. So this is the chart here. This is information will help you. Place, people, animal, action by animal, event or action that followed, persons or people's reaction, event, action that followed this reaction, of course, and the conclusion. So you can fill the information here about a story you read about. For example, I read a story about Laura Jean. In the place was in Laura Jean house. People, Laura Jean and her husband. The animal was a parrot, the bird, you know, the parrot. Action by animal. What did the parrot do? The parrot made sounds to alert the family about the fire in the laundry room. So the parrot alerted the family about a fire in the house, in the laundry room. What followed? What was the action that followed? So the family got out safely and called the fire department. So the parrot saved the family and their house. So what was the reaction of the people? What was their reaction? The family were thankful to their pet parrot because he alerted them about the fire. What followed after that? Nothing followed. What's the conclusion? Pet parrots can alert you and save your life. Pet parrots can alert you and save your life. Here's a fun fact for you. Here are some more interesting facts about dolphins. Dolphins can swim up to 24.5 miles. That's 39 kilometers per hour. They live for 40 to 50 years. Bottlenose dolphins can dive 1,280 feet. That's 390 meters. They can jump to 20 feet or 6 meters out of the water. The largest dolphin is the orca or killer whale, which is really a dolphin and not a whale. Orcas can grow up to 30 feet or 9 meters in length. This is really long. So the largest dolphin is the orca, which is 9 meters long. And with that, we reach the end of this lesson. See you next lesson, inshallah. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum.